Yes guys, what's going on? Welcome to Stretford Paddock. I am Adam McCullough. We are here in the wonderful city of Manchester and I have Jay Marty next to me. Manchester United 3, Aston Villa 0. What did you make of that, Jay?
Well, you just nothing to complain about, is there? Do you know what I mean?
Weird, isn't it?
I know, first 15 minutes, thought, oh, hang on a minute, it might be a bit of a tricky game, but we just stepped it up a gear. Got so many attacking options now, and when we play like that, when you've got the likes of Marcus Rashford, the likes of Paul Pogba, likes of Bruno Fernandes, likes of Mason Greenwood.
It's almost like you want to say it again.
And the likes of Anthony Martial, as I know you were buzzing about that one. You can't go wrong, and someone like Villa, teams like Villa, they can't cope, can they? We just blew them away, and it was one of those. I mean, it could have been 5 or 6, but you can't grumble. Like I say, professional performance, exciting performance. Just feels like just the fear factor is back at United now. You can see teams like in awe of us. We've seen teams where the defenders are arguing with each other. They're looking at it, they're like, they don't know what to do. They can't cope with Manchester United, and I just hope we can keep this momentum going and keep going towards the end of the season, because top 4 is well within our grasp now. I feel pretty confident we can get it.
It really is momentum, and I think that's a key word, because you do feel like it's momentum at the moment, because we were good today, but we weren't as good as we have been. In the first 20 minutes, Aston Villa had I wouldn't say that they worried us, but had a decent amount of possession. You think, oh, is it going to be this game where we finally drop a few points? But once we got the penalty, there was no looking back from there. Bruno was always going to score it, and then after that, it was an easy win, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I almost underrated some of the performances. I was watching, like, when we were watching it together, and you think, oh, he had a bit of a quiet game, and then, like, I thought Mason had a bit of a quiet game, but then you see it, I've seen a few of the replays, you look at how many times he was carrying the ball forward, how deep Martial was coming, picking up the ball and bringing it forward. Marcus Rashford and Luke Shaw down the left-hand side were just tearing it up, and you think, actually, we sort of blew him away for the last hour. Do you know what I mean? And you think it wasn't even that amazing a performance at times from Manchester United compared to what we've seen in recent weeks. And I think that now, if we play like that, okay, Villa, they're going to get relegated probably, aren't they? They're in all sorts of trouble. We're going to get much tougher tests than Aston Villa. But I think if we can sort of kick it up a notch, which I think we've still got to go, then we can go and play the likes of Chelsea in the cup, in the semi-final, play Leicester on the final day, and get results against those teams, because you look at the quality of our players, player for player, and we've got players that are, on the day, the world class.
Will we have Champions League football next season, Jay, if you have to predict it?
100%. Definitely.
It doesn't even feel like a doubt anymore.
No.
I know there's that frustrating thing where we've won so many games, we're still 5th, but the gap has closed, those below us have dropped points, and it looks like we're going to get there.
Mate, you remember Burnley? You was there, and it was just like doom and gloom on it. All the usual Muppets were like, oh, the Norwegian PE teacher, and oh, it's all this, and he needs to go, and I've had enough, and all this nonsense. And yet we've just kicked in again now. The momentum's with us. We keep winning. We keep scoring goals. We broke a record today. I think it's the first time anyone's ever scored 3 goals or won by 3 goals for 4 consecutive games. Clean sheets are looking good. I know we had a little bit of a ropey one against Bournemouth, but we've got another clean sheet today, which helps. And you think if it did go to the last day of the season against Leicester, I'd feel pretty confident against us, because we were 24 points behind them not long ago. Now it's in our hands. We win all our games, we get top 4. So I definitely think top 4's on, and I'd like to see us get a trophy as well, because I think Ollie deserves a trophy. He took a lot of flack. He's got the best out of Paul Pogba. He's got the best out of Anthony Martial. He's brought in Bruno. He's brought in Wan-Bissaka. Brought in all these other players that are playing well, and it's just the fun factor and the fear factor are back at United, and long may it continue.
Back at the wheel.
Yeah, yes. Ollie's at the wheel. We're going to resurrect that chant again, or we're there a bit premature.
I think we do need to bring it back, most definitely. Before you go, we'll get a man of the match, but also I want a little word on Jack Grealish. What did you think of his performance? Does that affect things in terms of you wanting him or not wanting him at Man United?
I don't understand where I've seen people online saying, oh, well, that's it now, he's just put himself out the shop window, he's not good enough for United. I think, I don't know what they were watching, because, we almost had 2 men on him constantly. He was the only Villa player that was trying to make things happen. You've seen the little bits of class he's got as well, you've seen that, but it was a similar thing to Old Trafford. He was just getting marked almost out of the game, getting kicked a lot. He kept wanting the ball, he kept trying to make things happen. I was a big fan of Jack Grealish before the game. I'm still a big fan of him. He didn't have the greatest game today, but you can see what he's about. And I think if you bring him into that side, I've always said, Jack Grealish, if everyone's fit, he probably doesn't start. But if Bruno or Pogba or anyone out of that front 5 can't play, you bring him straight in and you juggle it about a bit, and you'll be more than happy. Mate, I daren't even say anyone other than Anthony Martial when you stood looking over me like this.
Okay, man of the match apart from Martial.
Do you know what? I'm going to give it as a bit of an unsung hero today. I'm going to give it to Paul Pogba, because I think he played a different role. He played a lot of the game, he was deep. He got his goal, which gets rid of another nonsensical stat that people like to throw about. he got his goal. He did a professional performance, very much like he did at Juve. Someone mentioned it was a bit of a sort of performance you get from him for France, sort of sitting deep and pinging passes about and just sort of making things tick over. So yeah, probably not the flashiest performance we'll see by Paul Pogba, but certainly one of the most effective.
Go on, Paul.